And welcome back to my Legends of Heroes, Childs of Cold Steel. So we're back. We had just defeated the boss of this dungeon, and we were about to leave. Did it not save? Because it should have saved. Wait, I'm so sorry. I loaded the wrong file. Give me just one moment because I'm so confused as to why it did not save. There we go. There we are, and give me just a moment and I'll have that reloaded.
My turn.
So sorry about that little 30-second interval. I don't know why, but for some reason my save decided to delete itself. So we're back here, and we are going to start heading back. So we do have to walk out of here, so I'm just going to try to speed through it. Since we've already fought all these enemies, I'm not going to try to fight them again, just because we're at a decent level. We're pretty high leveled, and I don't feel like we need the experience. I always forget which button to press. It's this way. Okay. So we're just gonna run this way. We might have to fight a couple of them. Yeah, like these. So I'll just speed up the battles. You know, I think this might be a good time to switch Machias in. So instead of I don't like switching this team up, but I'll put Machias in, and then I'll go tactics. Yeah, they're already linked. Okay. Okay. And then run into that. We'll go Grand Press. We'll go Flim Tongue. You just do this. Darn, I just want to hit all three. Whatever.
Leave it to. Okay.
Come on. Switch back to Elliot. It's just better with Elliot. I just like having Elliot better. Now, if I get to a point to where I have to use Machias, then yeah, I'm gonna use them. But as of right now, I don't want to use them. Okay, so now we're in the Underground Waterway, Part 2. Something the matter? Oh, I didn't notice this before, but does anyone else feel a slight breeze? Wait. This way. Looks like the passage we found yesterday. So there's a secret passage here too. No way to know for sure until we open it. Da-da-da-da. Expected as much. Okay. So, we just got an additional area. So, let's run over here and fight this thing real quick. Alright. Nah. Let's go Gale.
My turn. My turn.
Here we go. That's it.
There we go. Grab this. We get some Seraph. Thank you.
My turn.
Fight this thing. Radiant Dance. Yeah, just kill it. She overkilled it. I wish you got overkills. I think you do at the end if it's like a serious overkill, but I don't know. I wish you actually can get like overkills in this game like Final Fantasy X.
My turn.
Grand Pull. I said that wrong. It was Grand Press.
My turn. Is everybody okay?
Much better. Go over here. Go right here. Oop. There we go. Got the Seraph. Then we're going to run over there.
My turn.
Yeah, I don't want to use my S-class ability.
My turn. My turn. Down.
Much better. Okay, now we're running over here, running down here. Yeah, well, now we'll use my S-class ability, because this should be the last fight of this dungeon that we actually have to do. Yeah, there's no more. Battle scope and some time serif. We're gonna run up here.
Is that a treasure chest?
La Forta. Ordnance, quartz. Let's just look. Let's see what La Forta is. Temporarily grants fire protection and raises attack. Her brave gives her Forta. Does it give Forta? Gives strength up. So it is recommended. I think instead of Grand Press, I'm gonna give her La Forta, because she needs it. La Forta, there we go. And then I think instead of yeah, I think instead of Dark Matter, what spells do I have on you? Frost Edge, Firebolt, Flame, Heat Wave, Flame Tongue, Spark Arrow, Demonic Scythe, and Dark Matter. Pretty sure, yeah, Spark Arrow, Frost Edge, Demonic Scythe. So instead of that, I'm going to give him the Leg Breaker. There we go.
Oh, there's the exit.
Movement.
We're finally there.
And then we're gonna rest. And we're gonna walk out. Excuse me. Hey, isn't this the Ost district? We seem to be in the Ost? I don't know how to say it, district. Machias' home is here, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, I had no idea that underground passage went all the way from the port to here. The network of tunnels beneath the city must be really vast. It's something out of a spy novel. Maybe it's a sign. What the? Must be the chime to knock the noon hour. Yeah, that's the Heimdall Cathedral bell. Cathedral itself is pretty far away. Over. Well, I think it's about time we found something to eat. Excuse me. How about we order to go from local shops? We don't really have much, but I'd be happy to at least treat you to coffee at our house. What? You mean Machias? You're inviting us to your home? Decided to grab some fish and chips to go from the nearby pub. So this is the capital. Coffee has such a small... He sees his coffee as a small island of luxury in his hectic daily life, I think. Seems like quite a respectable man to me. You can probably imagine a home like this belonging to an imperial office official like the imperial governor. It's tiny. You know, it wouldn't hurt to be a little less blunt. No worries, as I said, my father and I are commoners through and through. He might be a top official, but neither of us has really saw the reason to change our whole lifestyle. Besides, it's not as though we don't have some attachment to this house.
Ooh, there's...
Oh, that.
Aw, look at cute little Machias there.
He looks like he had such a sweet disposition.
Yeah, before he grew up to be a stubborn old nag.
Stop nitpicking people's old family photos!
The governor looks the same as ever, though. Is that woman next to him your older sister or something?
Close enough. She was a cousin on my father's side of the family. Since she lived quite close, she often came to visit. Our family was just my father and I, so having her around was a big...
The way you speak about her seems to imply you know. Did she get married and move away?
She died. Around 6 years ago.
Oh.
I see. And that has something to do with why you hate the nobility, right?
So...
I never really planned on telling anyone about this. But considering all we've been through, I suppose it's time I told you a little more about me. It's a long story, but would you hear me out?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Glad to.
Thanks. Sis was 9 years my senior. Beautiful, kind. To me, she was in every sense the ideal woman. Now, as I said earlier, we're a family of commoners through and through. But my father proved to be a very capable government official. And eventually, he was promoted to an important government position, where he started to make a name for himself. Honesty and integrity are a core part of his work ethic. So, of course, he made his fair share of enemies. But after seeing success in a number of major projects, he gained a reputation both inside and outside the government. My mother died when I was still young, but Sis happened to live around here and ended up helping us in more ways than I can count. Since she was his niece, my father always made a fuss over her. And even though she didn't live in the same house, she was like a real sister to me, a real daughter to my father. I was always so proud of her. As a child, she was practically my idol. And as you'd expect, she had countless admirers among the men of the city. But for all her popularity, she was always level-headed and sensible. So I never felt I had anything to worry about. Until he appeared. He was one of my father's subordinates at City Hall. Though unlike him, he was a noble by birth. A man of high rank, too. The heir of a count. However, he had none of the arrogance or haughtiness one usually associates with the nobility. When I met him myself, he came across as an honest and loyal man. He met Sis when Dad introduced him to her one day. And eventually, the two of them fell in love and began a relationship, despite the difference in their social status. As a child, I was frustrated beyond words, but even I had to admit that the two of them made a good couple. And Sis seemed so happy when she was with him that I had no choice but to let it go and accept their relationship. Time went on and they became engaged, with Dad acting as the go-between. And that's when everything started to fall apart. His family couldn't have been more blatant in their attempts to undermine the relationship. Apparently, one of the four great houses, House Cayenne, proposed an arranged marriage on short notice. And the Count's family were up in arms at the thought he might choose to take a mere commoner as his wife. Since my father held an important post, they were limited in how shamelessly they could try to sabotage the marriage. They began to harass and threaten her in secret every way they could think of. They made her life a living hell. Maybe she didn't want to cause trouble for the man she loved, or perhaps she did it out of consideration for my father. But all that time, she chose to endure it alone. She never discussed it or asked for help. And finally, it became so crushing that she took her own life. It was only afterward that my father and I learned what had really happened. It seems that at the very last, he had chosen to betray her love for him. But I told her, he said. I told her I'd treasure her as my mistress instead if she'd just accept that we couldn't be married. I just don't understand it. Why would she take her own life? After that, my father seemed to redouble his efforts. It was like watching a machine kick into high gear. With the help of his ally, Chancellor Osborne, he was able to wrest control of City Hall from the noble faction. Then, 4 years ago, he was appointed to his current position as governor of Heimdall. And that's how the Regnitz family came to be where it is.
I don't even know what to say.
So that's why you started hating nobles?
Yeah. I was so furious at Sis's death. My hatred needed to be directed at someone. Anyone. First I blamed her fiancé, then his family, and the family of the Duke who tried to intervene. In the end, I just hated the nobility as a whole. The people, their culture, the entire idea of social classes. I desperately wanted the strength to win against them, to show how right I was. But deep down, I knew the truth about my hate. I knew I was taking out my anger on people who didn't deserve it. People who had done nothing wrong.
You did.
They may be from different social classes, but people are still individuals. Sis's fiancé was faithful to her. He just wasn't strong enough to shield her from all that ugliness, despite his love. And the Count and his family were only acting in their best interests, which is to be expected, really. Ultimately, I've had to acknowledge that not all commoners are good people, and not all nobles are unworthy of respect. Eustace might not have done much to change my opinion, but getting to know you two showed me that there are nobles who live up to that name.
Machias.
I have no idea how my father feels about all of this, but this is how I've come to feel.
I see. You have my thanks.
I'm glad you felt you could talk to us about it.
Still, I don't think it hurt to be a bit more honest with yourself. If you're willing to admit all of that, maybe you can find it in you to be friends with Eustace, too.
Are you kidding me? I might accept that not all nobles are bad, but that arrogant, self-centered fool can go choke on a palm. He's mocking me for spending so much time studying, or telling me I need to get out more.
I don't think he goes quite that far. Besides, I don't think he does it on purpose. He doesn't mean any harm.
That's the most irritating part! He does it without thinking!
Well, that was a good coffee break, wouldn't you say?
Machias can now use his S-Craft ability, Ultimate Shot. Well, one timer's over. It's almost time for the Summer Festival decorations. I cannot speak right now. Oh my god. I would have thought preparations for that would have stayed before now. Is the Summer Festival not that big of a deal in the capital? Depends on who you ask, I guess. I've always thought of it as one of those small yearly traditions. In my hometown, Summer Festival is a major event with extensive preparations. Perhaps those places where the ancient amistic tradition survive put more effort into celebrating the festival. I am so sorry for botching up that word. Does vanished here. Well, I suppose it's hard to think of this as a seasonal festival in the capital when it's celebrated a month late to begin with. I think most just see it as an opportunity to catch a glimpse of the imperial family. Arcus is ringing. Class 7, Ruge, Ring Sworzer. Hello there, Ring. It's Carl Regnitz. General Regnitz. Dad. Come to think of it, he did say we'd be able to communicate Arcus communication functionality in the city, didn't he? Group A's representative, so I figured it'd be the best to call you. It's now a good time. I should just... did he now? Special store, roast those beans just the way I like them. Top notch brew. Spend some quality time together and getting to the point. I'm calling because we have a bit of problem with our hands being in the case. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Sure. It appears there's been a burglary at the jeweler's. What? Understandable. Okay, Garner District, Jewelers. We got another mandatory quest that we now have to complete, which isn't that hard. And this is the Jewelers where I bought those really expensive accessories. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Jewelers. Let's run over here. The centerpiece display 100 million Mira. That's a lot of money, because we don't even have that much. Should you fulfill my conditions as promised, you should therefore return unharmed. The Phantom Thief. For anyone that's played the older games, Phantom Thief, I know for a fact was in the first Legend of Heroes, Trials in the Sky, I believe? Pretty sure. Trying to remember. Anyway, we need, after we go to the Garner District, which is located in the northwest corner of the map, we then need to head to this place, the plaza. And then we need to go to the center and talk to this thingy. Oh look, assume we were correct. Another card. It's a second key. And then we need to go to Mater Park. Mater Park. We need to go to the Crystal Garden. I believe it's this one right here. Nope.
There's so many
It's
butterflies.
this one.
It really gives the place an exotic touch, huh?
Okay, then it's the other side.
My turn, of course.
No? It's around here somewhere. Ah, found it. You couldn't indeed, however. Blunk. Who knows? Anyway, have we completed our one mission yet? Made for walking. No, we haven't just yet, but we will soon. If not, then I will speed rock through this whole place. This is essentially how you're gonna get like your 2,000 steps in, if you haven't already. It's to make sure you do. Now we're gonna head to Alto Street. I need to remember where I'm going for all these, because there's several locations. From Alto Street, we need to head up here, turn here. Gauntlets that support the east of the city. The gauntlets must be the symbol of the Bracers Guild. Still pleasant. The fourth key is 1 on the bottom of a wheel, burden of the steel birds perched in the water's edge. So, if you don't know by now, like the only thing that could possibly be perched on the water's edge would be on Heimdall Port. So, we're going to head to Heimdall Port, and then we are going to look for something perched on the water's edge. Is it over here? Maybe it's over here. Let's try right here. Oh, there we go. Steel bird perched on the water's edge. The last crew seems it might be referring to the crane on Heimdall Port. Let's see these containers, explain their situation, and who all agreed to check the white containers for them. As they predicted, a card was found affixed at the bottom of one of the containers. Phantom card B. How the devil did that get stuck there? Final key. The crimson crown you seek sleeps within a black art nestled in the steel car that marches with the minutes. Okay. This one is obtuse as the others, though if it's also hidden near the water's edge, from all indications it says the next one is here in Heimdall Port 2. The final key in Crimson Crown 2. What could be the final key in the Crimson? I don't know. The steel car. I guess from the last clue it refers to the orbital tram. It seems like the best fit. What about marching with the minutes? The tram schedule, of course, arriving and departing at present times. Heimdall Port is starting and ending point for all trams in the city. So you can say the tram here is waiting for its appointed time. That makes sense. In a weird way, I guess this place then. Let's get the driver's permission to have a look inside. Infamous Phantom Thief hid something in this tram car? We believe he did that. Wow, really? where you're coming from. Go on and look around as much as you want. Thank you for your cooperation. So we're inside the tram car, and would you look at that? Right in the back. A black arc. Phantom Thief appears to have no pains to hide it.
Now I'm wondering if the last passenger who stepped off the tram was Phantom Thief
Embedded
B.
with dazzling.
There being any
Yep, that'd be it.
passengers on board, though?
Okay.
I see. So you have no idea who Phantom Thief B could have been then?
To have done so much and yet left no trace of his presence. He must truly be a master at covering his tracks.
I'll say. But hey, at least we were able to get the tiara back. I suppose that's good enough.
What's wrong, Rean?
Why are you staring at me like that?
I think it's time we put an end to the Baron Blue Blanc? Or should I call you Phantom Thief B?
What? This savory taste is why the unripe fruit is the most delectable of all.
Wait, aren't you the Baron we met earlier? But that mask...
That's the mask of Phantom Thief B.
Allow me to introduce myself once again. I am Phantom Thief Blue Blanc, otherwise known simply as Phantom Thief B. Baron Blue Blanc is but one of the many roles I have assumed during my pursuits. Incidentally, might I ask when you first discovered my true identity?
It didn't really take much discovering. You went out of your way to show up in the Crystal Garden after all. Now, maybe it's just me, but I find it hard to believe you were seriously trying to hide your identity to begin with. Your disguises? Nothing short of perfect, I have to admit. But with all the work you've put into this, I suspected you might come check on us near the end of your little game.
Ha ha! I see. Excellent deductive read.
But why would you do something like this? Why go to all the trouble?
Ah, does that interest you? Must there be a motive?
Nah. Now that we know your identity, there's nothing more to discuss.
Theft is a crime.
Indeed. A crime we will not allow.
What?
How did he do that?
Just a little trick I like to keep up my sleeve. Regardless, you have provided me with plenty of sport and more than enough I will be watching your ladies and gentlemen.
He disappeared.
He might still be nearby.
Rean and the others search for the Phantom Thief B, try as they might. There's no trace of him. After reporting the details of the incident to City Hall, they trekked back to the jewelers to return the tiara. I can't believe you were able to recover the tiara safely. How can I ever thank you? I almost got the impression we're the reason he stole in the first place. Maybe we should apologize to you. Oh no, not at all. Okay. That's so great. And we get some, Seraph, some AP. Awesome. Okay. Now, before we end... Oh. Rean explaining the rest of the team that we're supposed to assemble at St. Atro's Girls' School by 5 o'clock. Okay, so Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to go to Verkeer Street real quick. So, travel. We need to go to Verkeer. There it is. Plaza. There. Leave the you? Nope. Bond. Souvenirs. Oh, that's what I was trying to do. I was like, why isn't he giving me it? Then I realized you have to actually go buy it. We need the bookstore. There it is. Shop, buy. Oh, I've gotten all of them. Okay, good. Whew. I got all of them. I was afraid I didn't. I thought a new one appeared. Now we need to go to Verkeer Street because there's a hidden quest that we're already here for. Trying to remember how to do this. Maybe on this side. Okay, I'm looking for a guy holding a briefcase. I cannot find it. Give me one moment while I try to find this. There we go, so I'm back, guys. So I believe I may have found what the reason was. It's because I have not turned this mission in. Yeah, we're going to re-equip those onto her. Now that it's actually done, no, he's still not. I don't understand. Actually, buy some souvenirs. Okay, he's still not. Well, okay. I'll figure this out. Anyway, we can do some little bit of side stuff. So the first thing we'll be doing is going off to we need to go into the cafe. So allow us to do that. Okay, guys. So let me see if my predictions are correct. Yep, they are. Okay. We're still in day 2, technically. So we have to actually move on with the story. So, where are we going? I don't remember. Chapter 4. We got all those turned in. Why are these completed? I don't understand. And these are just reported. This makes no sense to me. I don't understand. Okay, well, I believe we go here. That's not where I meant to go. Mater Park. It should be here. Yes. We're gonna go here. I feel like this is the correct area. I don't know. Who did we miss?
This park is
Where
so
am I
peaceful,
supposed to be
it's
going?
easy to forget
Like,
we're in the
what?
capital.
I could take a nap here.
I'm
Yeah,
very
people love to
confused
come
by
here to
this.
relax.
Trying to see why it won't move on with the game. I don't understand this. I know there's like a scene that I'm supposed to trigger, I just don't know how. St. Astria's School for Girls. Maybe we enter? Nope. I'm not sure why I cannot find my way through. Where is it that I'm supposed to go again? Man, I had my way planned through this entire thing, then I get to this part and I'm just so confused.
I've got this.
No, it's stating to go back. That's what I thought. Okay, one moment. There we go. Okay, select this. I have no doubt we're about to do something. Yes. I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, they must go to St. Astride.
So, the famous St. Astride Girls' School is around here, huh? It's supposed to be a combined middle and high school exclusively for the young ladies of the nobility.
Yeah, this is one part of the capital that the masses have no reason to visit. Although, I can at least support the school's commitment to fostering chastity and rejecting materialism.
You seem to know an awful lot about a fancy girls' school.
No, I don't. This is all just common knowledge.
Anyway, let's go and wait by the front gate.
Yeah, those were the instructor's orders.
I'm feeling kind of nervous.
Why would you?
To men, this academy must seem clad in the mysterious, impenetrable aura of feminine nobility.
I was wondering, did you not want to come here, Laura?
My father did recommend it to me, but they offered no classes in the martial arts. That alone was reason enough to look elsewhere.
I can totally understand that.
Though I get the feeling Laura would cause a real uproar if she went to a school for genteel young ladies.
Yeah, I can picture the chaos now.
Oh? I have a number of acquaintances who attend there, and from all I hear, it does seem to be a wonderful school. I've heard that even Princess Alphen herself is a student there.
I've heard that too.
Not a good thing to say.
Princess who?
You've seriously never heard of her? I know you're not from Erebonia, but still.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if plenty of Erebonians didn't know who she is.
Princess Alphen is the daughter of our reigning emperor, His Majesty Emperor Eugent. She's supposed to be as sweet as an angel and popular with everyone.
Is that so?
I've had the opportunity to meet her once before. She truly is as charming as the rumors suggest.
I figured as much. I've seen photographs of her plenty of times in magazines, though I've never had the opportunity to meet her.
Sounds like she's in the same school year as Elise. Come to think of it. She has a twin brother, too, Prince Cedric. He's the crown prince of Erebonia.
Oh, right. I think I've seen a picture of the prince in a magazine before. Dark blonde hair, like Eustace's brother, right?
Oh, I think you're thinking of Prince Oliver. He's Cedric and Alphen's older brother.
Why isn't he the crown prince then?
I've heard the reason is that his mother was a commoner. It seems like a stupid reason to deny him the right of succession, but that's how nobles do things.
I feel like I've been hearing his name a lot lately. He made a big splash when he came back from Liberl aboard that airship. You know the one, right?
You must be referring to his return aboard the Arcel, after the crisis in Liberl was put to rest.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I'd never seen an airship that looked so white and elegant before.
I believe my father went to welcome the prince back in his capacity as imperial governor, too. And yeah, now that you mention it, that does seem to be when I started hearing his name around a lot more.
Oh, you're all here already.
Ah, you made it.
It's good to see you all again.
You're a bunch of early birds, aren't you?
Well, we just about finished up everything we had to do when we got the call to meet here.
Were you able to finish up everything on your end, too?
As if we'd leave any loose ends. If not for our unfamiliarity with the city, we would have been finished this morning.
Every time.
Looks like getting these two to kiss and make up will be an uphill battle.
Well, some say that when someone gets under your skin, it means you really care about what they think.
Wait, did you two...
I figured the girls would be the first to notice.
Of course. I apologize for any worry I've caused you.
We're fine now. Really? That's great! Maybe after this field study is over, we can get together and spend the night talking in one of our rooms. Sounds good.
The thought of a Class 7 pajama party makes me a little embarrassed.
That's girls for you.
Girls and sleepovers go together like jam and toast, huh?
That must be Heimdall Cathedral's bell.
It has a solemn, stately sound, wouldn't you say? It sounds so different from how it does in the Ost district. Though that makes sense considering the distance.
That bell ringing must mean it's 5 o'clock, which means it's almost the time we were supposed to meet here.
Reen?
Elise? Wait, I guess this is your school, so...
I see all of your classmates. It's only been a week since we... Wait a minute. Are you the ones? The 9 guests I was told to expect at 5 o'clock sharp?
Well, there are 9 of us in Class 7. Wait, what?
Then that would mean you're the one we were told wanted us to come here? Actually, I suspect that would be a friend of mine. Why does she always have to be such a mischief maker? She could have at least given me a little warning that you were... Anyway, where are my manners? I hope you'll enjoy your visit. Right this way.
What's in here?
It looks like an indoor garden. This is the Academy's Rose Garden. The person who called you here is waiting inside. Who did call us here anyway?
Whoever they are, they must have considerable social standing.
Your Highness, I brought the guests. Thank you. Please show them in.
Oh,
No way.
Hey, Elise, is that...
You don't need to ask when you already know. Now, if you'll follow me. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. My name is Alphin. Alphin Rice Arner. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Cheer up! I'm sorry, alright? I was only trying to tease you a little. Don't you have something you wanted to discuss with everyone? Please, go right ahead. Well, that aside... It's been a long time since I last saw both of you, Eustace and Laura. I'm glad to see you're both...
Likewise, Your Highness.
You've become even more fetching since we last met.
Aw, thank you! I was rather hoping that you'd decide to enroll in Sanctus Dryad too. But it seems you chose to attend Thor's after all.
Well, I've committed myself to following the way of the sword, and Thor's gives me a place to hone my skill. I apologize for not being able to live up to your expectations.
First I lost Angelica to Thor's, then you too. Perhaps I should just transfer there next year myself. Your Highness. Got you to look. But I...
Well, she seems lively.
She seems far more easygoing than I was expecting.
I've heard plenty about her, but none of that prepared me for meeting her in person.
So, this is what it's like to be in the presence of royalty. It's actually rather overwhelming.
I can see why people always compare her to an angel.
Me too.
Please don't worry about me. Well, I still have much to learn before I feel like I deserve my status among the nobility. I've been blessed with wonderful friends, and I'm enjoying life here at the Academy.
Well, she does seem to have at least one wonderful friend. Kind of an understatement when that friend happens to be Princess Elfin.
I'm particularly happy to finally be able to meet you, Reen Schwarzer. Elise has told me so much about you. Your Highness!
Elise always mentions in her letters what a great friend she has. As her brother, I wanted to thank you for that.
Reen! Oh, it's so refreshing. You're every bit the person Elise says you are. Perhaps even more so.
Huh?
Actually, I have a teensy-weensy favor to ask. Do you think I could join Elise in thinking of you as my dear brother as well?
What?
Your Highness! You see, Elise has spoken of you so often that in my heart, you've already come to feel like family. And now that I've had the opportunity to meet you, I fear I simply can't suppress these feelings any longer. I have 2 brothers already, of course, so I'm sure it won't take long to adjust.
I couldn't possibly...
That's enough, Your Highness. Aw, don't be so stingy. Surely it wouldn't hurt to share him with me a little. Anyway, the reason I called you here today was not to talk with me. There is someone else who would like to meet you.
Why?
Who do you mean? Hey, isn't that...
A guitar?
Oh,
I apologize for keeping you waiting.
it's a pleasure to see you again.
And you as well, young lady. I trust everyone here has been making them...
Who's this guy?
I'm not sure.
I serve as a music instructor in the hallowed halls of this fine academic institution. In truth, I am ever on the hunt for that elusive mayfly we call love. But whose pulse would not quicken wandering into this untainted cloister of dew-eyed maidens? Ah, the romance.
Could he be?
Ow! I think that's quite enough. Any more of that and our guests may start edging toward the exit.
Ah, I can always count on you to never miss a beat, my dear sister.
Oh, wait. So...
Whoa.
Indeed. 'Tis I, Olivert Rice Arnold, also known by some unscrupulous individuals as the Debaucherous Prince. I also serve as Thor's Military Academy's ornamental chairman of the board. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7.
To admit, I was surprised to learn that you're the chairman of the board of directors, Your Highness. I'd heard that the chairman was a member of the Imperial family, but still.
I'm not surprised. Who would expect the infamous prodigal son to chair a committee at a prestigious academy like Thor's? I suppose it's not surprising they'd rather keep it hushed up, though. It wouldn't exactly be great for the school's image.
That's surprisingly forthright coming from you.
Is it really true, though? I mean, that you were the one responsible for establishing Class 7, Your Highness?
Indeed. You see, it's always been a tradition that a member of the Imperial family serves as chairman of the board. At first, I wore the title in name only, but I had a change of heart after my vacation in Liberl 2 years.
You were in Liberl back then?
That would put your visit during the incident that occurred there, correct?
Right. All I've done since I returned to Erebonia has been inspired by my experience during the crisis in Liberl. As a result, fruitless though they may prove to be, I've set a number of plans in motion. One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will.
Winds of change, huh?
I can only assume you're referring to our class?
Then the one who decided to throw both commoners and nobles into the same class was...
Yes, the idea was mine. Although the selected students also had to have a high aptitude with the Arcus units too.
I think I'm finally starting to understand the reasoning behind Class 7 and why we're being sent all over Erebonia on these field studies.
To show us firsthand and give us cause to consider the conflict between the two factions. That is the purpose behind our field studies. Is it not, Your Highness?
That is one of the reasons. However, my foremost intention is to show you that during your lives, you will encounter many obstacles and conflicts, not just between factions, but between the capital and the provinces, tradition and technology, even between nations. In these turbulent times, I thought that this would provide the hands-on education today's promising youths need. We need up-and-comers who can think and act independently to face tomorrow's challenges head-on.
That makes sense.
Wow, that's quite a plan.
I can't help but feel a little unsure whether we can live up to such high expectations.
Hearing your explanation has, at the very least, cleared up many of the doubts I've had up to this point.
Class 7 does seem like an ideal environment to expand one's outlook.
I feel like going through everything we have so far has brought us closer to doing exactly that.
Yep.
Marvelous. I'm so pleased to hear it. Just listening to you makes me feel even more certain that establishing Class 7 was the right decision. Especially since while the idea itself was mine, I have no real say in how the classes run day to day. Even so, I still hope to meet all of you at least once, if only to tell you all this. And that was when Alphen stepped in and offered to set up this little meeting.
I see. Well, I could hardly refuse such a sincere request from my brother. But it also presented me a fine chance to finally meet Elise's beloved brother, as I've always wanted to. Your Highness.
Thank you for taking the time to tell us all of this, Your Highness. I feel like now that I know, I want to live up to the promise you saw in Class 7. Thing is, am I right in assuming that Class 7 doesn't exist just to fulfill your progressive ideal?
What do you...
Oh?
The board has its chairman, of course, but 3 directors besides. My older brother Rufus, Imperial Governor Karl Regnitz, and Irina Reinford of the Reinford Group.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you mention it...
They do seem to have certain expectations for us.
As I mentioned, I no longer have anything to do with how Class 7 is run. That authority lies with the directors. As you're keenly aware, Rufus and Governor Regnitz sit on opposite sides of the factional divide. And while Chairman Irina is mostly involved with Class 7's technology, like the Arcus, her intentions are a mystery to me. And it's those 3 who decide where you'll travel for your field studies.
Is that right?
When you put it that way, it does make it seem like some kind of bargaining is taking place behind the scenes.
It was one of the conditions they gave in exchange for allowing Class 7 to be established. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day, you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country. Well, I suppose when I put it that way, it sounds... Your students, first and foremost. Reach out, join a club, eat cheap food with your friends at midnight, fall in love. We live but once. Make your youth count.
You know, it's weird, but hearing you say that kind of takes a load off my mind.
By the way, Just earlier, you said that we believed the Class 7 would be a great light. Is there someone else involved with Thor's who shares your vision for our class, Your Highness?
There is. Principal Van Dyke. I once attended Thor's myself and studied under him. He gave my proposal to establish Class 7 his full back.
I see.
He's been particularly considerate toward us ever since we arrived at the academy.
While he has no direct control over the running of the academy, he does preside over the board meetings. And above all, he's the one who assembled an excellent team to give you first-rate training.
An excellent team, you say?
Are you referring to Instructor Sarah?
Well, she's certainly one of them. Still, coaxing her away from her former line of work certainly played a large part in giving Class 7 a great foundation. She is, after all, one of the strongest people in the Empire, and her experience makes her a natural field leader.
Wait, what?
Instructor Sarah? One of the strongest people in Erebonia?
Exactly what experience might you be referring to?
I've even heard rumors of her daring exploits myself. She was known as the Purple Lightning. Doesn't that sound exciting?
Wait. Purple Lightning?
I knew it.
If you two have heard of it, it must be a household name among martial artists.
That's right. Though I've just heard it in passing.
Ah, that young ace of the Erebonian Bracer Guild, and one of the Empire's most famous bracers. She has a history full of brave feats and dangerous deeds. She was even the youngest bracer to achieve A-rank status. Back then, she was known as the Purple Lightning. Now, you know her simply as your homeroom teacher.
Okay, that was a long cutscene. Let's try to continue on a little bit. Thanks for seeing us out. I never would have guessed you're friends with Princess Alphen. I wish I knew how much of what she said was genuine. Elise? Thank you all for taking the time to come here today. Take care of your way back to your lodgings. Sigh, don't worry. I guess that Her Highness would extend such a beholden invitation. I'm not sure how that's my fault. Yes, I almost forgot. Doreen, I have a small favor to ask of you. Of me, Your Highness? Oh, you're going to ask him. But of course. Tomorrow, I'll be attending the Gardens party sponsored by the local government to start a festival, or rather Machias' father invited me to attend. Yes, I seem to recall that. Indeed. Anyway, let's not waltz around the matter. I'd rather hoping you join me as my dance partner. Does that mean a dance today, a wedding tomorrow? I'm sure that's fully in the realm of tabloid speculation. Still, there's no denying how many will intercept it that way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a minute. Oh, not at all. My father may be barren, but the Swarzers have long held deep ties with the Imperial family. Apologize if it comes across as rude. I see. Well, I cannot deny that. You needn't apologize. I find your choice rather fascinating, actually. You see us, you're not helping. Anyway, I really think I'm the man you want. Sometimes I can barely keep tripping over my own 2 feet. In fact, she says you're an excellent dancer, that you step lightly and very gracefully. Is that true, Reen? I understand. Rude of me. Okay, wait, I don't mean... Yikes, how am I gonna get out of this one? Next year I shall be 16 like your sister. Maybe you in a high society, so I'd be very happy if you give me an invitation, some thought. Wonderful. Well, aren't you the lucky one? Nah, I doubt it. It seemed like she took interest in me because I'm her friend's brother. A rank is more or less the highest you can be too. I assume you know about her history fee. Yep, the guild is every Jaeger Court's main competition after all. Probably even ran into her a few times during her operations. Really? Unbelievable. I almost forgotten about those good old days. Instructor? How long have you been there? So you finally found out about my work history. I guess that kind of tarnishes my ravishing adult charm, doesn't it, then? Hate to break it to you, but you didn't have any to begin with. Did she hear an old maid singing? What was that? Good morning, everyone. It's quite a combination. Assuming blah blah blah, the lady goons, evil schemes. Sarah, could you maybe not try to put them off entirely before I have the chance to explain? Actually, the matter I'd like all of you to help with. I've discussed this with the governor, and he decided that it would be best way to handle this issue. It's kind of you get on board. I'll explain everything to you at our command post to Heimdall Central Station. Man, and the cutscenes just keep on coming. Okay. Did not realize this was that long of a cutscene. Terrorists? Indeed, I'm afraid. We have no choice but to determine them. Would I be correct in assuming the man we met in the North Highlands, who was trying to start a war, is a member? Ah. So he's one of them. He said his name was Gideon, or G, or something like that. So that's the man you encountered in the Highlands, wasn't it? He does sound like a terrorist type. Yes, I don't disagree. Sarah, you do know that the RPM had no involvement in the guild's withdrawal from the capital, right? Oh, really? I mean, your boss and that brother of yours could hardly make their opposition to the guild more obvious if they tried. Well, those two seem to have a messy history between them. Although it sounds like your brother is keeping busy in Crossbow recently. So, what's it gonna be? Whether you choose this as your field study task for tomorrow is totally up to you. If you decline, there are plenty of tasks the governor needs taken care of, like you've been doing the last 2 days. Summer Festival is busy time. After all, lots and lots of details need to be squared away. I'd say we'd like to join the anti-terrorist countermeasures. Group E feels the same. Alright then. Oh my goodness. So many cutscenes. This place sure brings back memories. Up until about half a year ago, I'd swing by here at least once a week. Really? I wouldn't be surprised if I'd seen you around before then. Well, I did end up getting to know your sister, Fiona, right? Works as piano teacher? Seriously? She did say she knew someone that worked at a guild. I guess she was talking about the instructor. Still instructor. What is the cause of the guild withdrawing from the capital? I'm wondering that myself. Yeah, well, the direct cause of the guild branches all over the country being blown up. But I'm sure you already knew that. The culprits were Jaeger Corps, hired by a nasty bunch of guild. A nasty bunch. The guild was at odds with them all the time. Well, still is. But anyway, thanks to the dependable ally, we were able to defeat the Jaegers. But then the Imperial government had an eye on us, then started making life difficult for us, took away most of the guild's authority in the country, leaving our hands tied. Eventually, the branches were here, started closing one by one, with no real prospect of ever really opening. The sister organization, it's kind of like a sister organization to the Railroad Military Police. Anyway, knock it off. So that happened. Oh, it wasn't the same group Fee used to run with. They were called Jester, not a particularly high-ranking outfit. I see. Worried about me? Well, I did suspect that they were different corps. Yeah, from what it sounds like, Jaeger Corps Fee belonged to, though, was a pretty large one, though. Oh, definitely. She was with Zephyr. The leader was this insidious guy known as the Jaeger King. You name a combat specialty, Zephyr had it covered. They were the only corps on par with Red Constellation, which had its roots in the Berserkers of the Middle Ages. They caused plenty of trouble back when I was still a full-time bracer. Look who's talking. You caused plenty of trouble yourself. Yeah, it sounds some sort of story out of some novel. Anyway, the terrorists have been hearing lately about part of any Jaeger Corps. I figured that was the case, which means we're really going to have to step it up for a patrol tomorrow. Okay, Group B, awesome. So just an FYI, I have never finished this game before. I do not know who the final boss is. I do not know what the final chapter has to hold. So I think Fee's person, Jaeger King, never died. I think he's still out there, and Fee just doesn't know. That's my theory.
Comrade G, all of the necessary preparations are complete. But it feels like you have so few men accompanying you.
Wouldn't it be wise to call in a few others for backup?
As long as I have this flute, not even the railway military police. Tomorrow, the people of this land will at last know our name. My dear comrade.
Yeah!
Awesome. Come on. Alright, I'm going to go check on Group B before heading over to the Railway Military Police Command Post. Give me a call on your Arcus if you find anything on your patrols. Okay. Okay, so I am going to stop it here. I will then continue on in just a few moments, but I need to stop this part. So, as always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, as well as always do leave your comments if you have anything that I do need to improve on, and I do hope you all have a good day. Goodbye.